right, let's go outside the conference venue there where Samkele Maseko is standing by for us. Once again, a very good afternoon to you, Sam. All right, so things are currently then underway. We are hearing David Makhura addressing delegates at the moment. What else is taking place at this time?
In essence, the delegates have arrived. The conference is officially underway. The national chairperson of the ANC, Ekurhuleni, did open this conference, unfortunately, which is pretty much something that never happens in the ANC. We were never allowed to go inside the opening address of the national chairperson of the governing party, Ekurhuleni, who was opening this conference of Gauteng with David Makhura, now delivering his last political report to this conference of Gauteng. But it is a hotly contested conference between Panyaza Lesufi and Lebogang Maile, whom they are saying that this is going to be decided once they go to the ballot paper. We have seen a number of regions, particularly the metros. When you go to Tshwane, it has come out to back Lebogang Maile. You go to Ekurhuleni, which is split between Lebogang Maile and Panyaza Lesufi, with Dr. Xhakaza leading the charge in Ekurhuleni, supporting Panyaza Lesufi. You've also got Mzwandile Masina leading the charge alongside TK Nziza, who wants to be the provincial secretary, leading the charge in support of Lebogang Maile. But I'm quickly going to bring in Lesiba Mpi, who supports Lebogang Maile and Dr. TK Nziza, rather, to be the provincial secretary of the province. Mr. P, just in run up to this conference, the quarantine, where do you sit as someone whom is still waiting to be announced as a member of the quarantine votes?
Yeah, well, thank you very much for the opportunity. The name is Pia. Look, I think conference has a life of its own, and the regional conference, after it had accepted credentials of conference, which was an indication that conference can commence with its business, would have also reflected on the fact that there should be some branches that are quarantining. Now, that is a process issue, and the process is then attached to different tiers of the organization, and we are awaiting for the wisdom of the PEC, which said this morning to make a determination on the participation of those branches. So I really think that the quarantine branches would not necessarily have any material bearing to the outcomes of the 8th Regional Conference. The 8th Regional Conference affirmed the Chairman Mzwandile as an elected chairperson, with the majority that is with the margin that is significant, and also affirmed Comrade TK Nziza as the regional secretary. So we are saying that we are now in provincial conference. We'll await the leadership to table their approach, and then we'll engage it at that particular point.
When it comes to this specific conference, is TK Nziza, Mr. Mzwandile Masina, and the collective that you are supporting, and yourself, are you here as REC members and REC officials, or are you here as branch delegates from your respective branches?
Well, I might not necessarily speak for anyone else. I know that I'm here delegated by my branch. I know that Comrade Mzwandile is here as a branch delegate, and I know that Comrade TK equally was delegated at the branch process by his branch. So hence we are saying that upon the tabling of the decision of the higher structures, whether or not comrades will then change delegation or change the status as well as branch, because there's a process of changing the status as a branch delegate. There comes an alternative. Whether or not those two comrades will then assume the status of the REC, it remains to be seen. But it is a determination that will be made from when that matter will be tabled. And we will definitely engage the wisdom of the higher structure.
Thank you, Mr. Lesiba, on that specific issue. We're just going to ask my colleague just to take his camera off the tripod. You'll have to excuse us. The shot may be shaky as we approach Ms. Nomantu Ramaloha, who is contending for the position of Deputy Provincial Chairperson, who's currently the Deputy Provincial Secretary of the province, who's one of those ANC leaders in the province who was advocating for those quarantined branches of Ekurhuleni to be part of this provincial conference here in Gauteng. We are just going to approach Menomantu, just the essence of those quarantined 19 branches. Why did you decide to quarantine them and not decide to look into the status or whether to open those branches of Ekurhuleni?
We have agreed that we will still allow the branches of the ANC to come and vote. Because not to vote, man. They are going to come. Those 5 branches will come, but they are not going to vote. They are going to be quarantined again. But what I can say was, you want to know why the new PEC is going to finalize on the matter. But the discussions have started, so at least now the step that we said we must do is to let them in so that they can participate in the conference.
So in essence, unlike the Ekurhuleni Regional Conference, here they are specifically on an observer status and are not voting.
Yes, they are going to observe. They are going to observe, but they are going to participate in the process.
If they are quarantined, why don't you let them vote?
No, they are. If they vote, they will be quarantined. What have I said to you? They are going to vote but quarantined even here, but we wanted them to come so that we don't allow them to be on the street because they are the members of the ANC and you know the process that has happened before. So that's why we felt that there is no reason for us not to allow them. And they've never been hostile towards us. They are our members. So let's allow them to come to the conference and participate like any other member. That was a discussion when we came in this morning.
Thank you very much. Just a short one, guys, as we listen to Dr. Xhakaza, who was affected by those quarantined branches, who was contesting for the provision of chairperson. I'm just going to ask him one question. Dr. Xhakaza, your votes in the Ekurhuleni Regional Conference were quarantined. Yet again, those branches, 5 of them, 19 votes are quarantined here again. Are you disappointed that the ANC did not deal with the matter and the PEC kicked it downstream to the newly elected PEC after this conference?
Well, I mean, I'm certain the people of Ekurhuleni are disappointed. The people of Gauteng are disappointed. We've been looking forward to our leadership resolving, the matter of these branches. But we're encouraged because they are inside. They will be allowed to participate in the engagements, and importantly, they will, engage about the future of Gauteng. Of course, in Ekurhuleni we were still, in a vacuum. And I think that's a greatest disappointment, for all of us here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Xhakaza. That is Dr. Xhakaza, who is the leader of that particular perspective in Ekurhuleni, which wanted those 5 branches to have their votes opened up and essentially counted. Yet again here, they will be quarantined, saying that he's disappointed that the leadership did not deal thoroughly with this matter to their satisfaction.
Right, thanks very much, our senior reporter out in Benoni for us at the ANC Gauteng Province Conference, which is underway. Certainly, this is what we will be covering for a majority of the weekend. And that's it from me, Flo Ledwaba, and the rest of the team here at SA Today. I'm certainly back with you tomorrow from 2 p.m.